Hey folks, this is Kalani. Patch 9.1 will introduce a new type of gear that will scale all the way up to item level 233, and this gear can be obtained and upgraded by anyone who spends a bit of time in the Corthia zone. So you don't have to do dungeons or raids or PvP, and you can still get up to item level 233. That's pretty awesome. So let's talk about how the Corthia gear works, where it comes from, and how you can upgrade it to item level 233. Let's talk about how to get your hands on some of this gear first, because if you can't get the gear in the first place, then it doesn't really matter how easy it is to upgrade, right? Thankfully, there are many sources for Corthia gear. The most reliable sources are going to be the Corthia weekly quest that rewards a big box of goodies that almost always has a piece of Corthia gear in it, and then the bi-weekly assaults in the moor. Those also reward a box of goodies with a chance for Corthia gear. Corthia gear can also rarely come from daily quests, so if you aren't doing all of the daily quests already for the reputation and other rewards, be sure to check the reward each day. You never know when the exact slot that you want will be a reward from a very easy daily quest. Then you can also get Corthia gear from killing rares and looting treasures, which there are a lot of in Corthia. Check your map every now and then for the special rare stars that can pop up. That's either a rare or a rare event, and will likely have some decent rewards with a chance to get Corthia gear. Treasures will sometimes appear on your minimap too, but there are some that don't, so keep your eyes peeled for anything with a purple border too. There are so many treasures in Corthia, that's going to be a big part of the zone's gameplay, and you never know when you might get lucky. I've actually also received some Corthia gear from killing rares and bonus objectives in the moor too, so if you end up going back to the moor for whatever reason, it looks like you might also be able to get some pieces there. And if absolutely all else fails, you can also buy Corthia gear, or rather you can buy a random gear token which will give you a random piece of Corthia gear. The randomness obviously is not ideal, but this is a great way to provide your ults with some quick gearing options. Each token will cost 1000 Stygia from the Death's Advanced Quartermaster, and you will need to hit friendly reputation to buy them. Cool, so we have some Corthia gear, that's one half of this puzzle, but what about upgrading it? That's where one of the new reputations, the Archivists Codex, comes into play. The Archivists Codex is a faction that you unlock partway through the Corthia storyline, and as you might imagine, they're all about archiving the various secrets of Corthia. Throughout your adventures in the Corthia zone, you will come across relic fragments or special items that this faction wants. Handing in these items, quests, or relic fragments will earn you catalogued research. That's what we're interested in here, because that's the currency that we'll be using to upgrade our Corthia gear. You can take your Corthia gear to any upgrade vendor, so the same chaps who upgrade Covenant gear, Mythic Plus gear, or PvP gear. There's also a new one of these in the Corthia hub. Any of them will now also do Corthia gear upgrades. The upgrades start fairly cheap, but they do get quite expensive quite quickly. The only currency you need to upgrade them is that catalogued research currency, so there's no extras you need to worry about. To upgrade these items to the maximum potential of item level 233, you will have to progress through the Archivist's Codex reputation tiers or levels and purchase two special items. The Research Report Adaptive Alloys allows you to upgrade items to rank 5 out of 6. That one requires tier 6 with the Archivist's Codex and a renown level of 61. The other item is Research Report First Alloys that allows upgrading to rank 6, the highest rank, and it also requires tier 6 with the Archivist's Codex and renown level 75. So how can you maximize your catalogued research currency earnings? That's the real trick here, right? Well, there are a few things you can do. Any treasure that you loot is guaranteed to have at least some relic fragments that you can turn in, and you will sometimes run into rare items or even quest items from treasures that can be turned in for significantly more relic fragments. So part of this is definitely getting lucky, and part of it will be hunting down every available treasure in the map. Rare monsters are also a big part of the Corthia zone, and as you might expect, pretty much every rare or rare event will drop some relic fragments, as well as a chance for those rare items we talked about earlier. So the more rares you kill in Corthia, the more Corthia gear you're going to get, but also the more relic fragments you will get, so that's more catalogued research to fuel your upgrades. And then you can also kill any monsters in the Corthia zone. Every mob has a small chance to drop relic fragments, and those very same rare items and quest items that can be handed in for large amounts of catalogued research. So if you've done absolutely everything in the zone that you can do, or maybe you just want to do some mindless farming, killing monsters en masse is also a valid relic fragment farming strategy in Corthia. And then there are also special quest items that you can find and pick up. A lot of these seem to be on the other end of a repaired portal, so if you ever see that someone has repaired an ancient teleporter message in chat, check your map for the rare star marker and zoom on over there. The rares in these areas typically take quite a while to kill, and the teleporter will stay open for a while, so even if you're on the other side of the zone, you should be able to make it over. These quests turn in for large amounts of catalogued research and reputation, so be sure to grab them whenever you can. There are also lots of random quests scattered around the map, sometimes in caves and sometimes just hanging around out in the open. Be sure to pick up any quests you come across in Corthia, because that's free research and rep as well. And then there were a few requirements in here that you need to farm reputation with the archivists codex, so how can we farm more rep to reach those higher upgrade levels? Well, thankfully, doing pretty much anything to work towards earning catalogued research is going to earn you reputation at the same time. Whenever you hand in these relics or any quest or special items, you will earn archivists codex rep alongside your catalogued research currency. So it is a bit of a grind, but you have a lot of options for how to approach it, which is always nice. You can camp all of the rares, collect all the treasures, make sure you pick up any quests you come across, and keep up with the Corthia storylines as they become available. You should also check back with the quartermaster and look at their wares as you progress through the rep grind with the archivists codex. As you earn more rep and get to those higher tiers, you'll be able to buy items that unlock the potential to find and collect more relic fragments and special relic items, which in turn offer more relics to turn in and therefore more reputation gains. Items like the all-seeing crystal that lets you see which mobs are carrying relic fragments in Corthia, so you can specifically hunt for additional relics. The archivist's keys, portal repair kits, and rift keys open up new ways to earn relics and reputation too. I feel like this reputation is going to snowball as you unlock more and more of these items, so it could be a reputation that's actually slower at the start and then much faster towards the end when you unlock all of these different options, which is usually the opposite. Usually slows down when you get closer to Exalted. Either way, keep popping back to the quartermaster and making use of all of the available items. It will speed up your rep farming, your research gathering, and ultimately your gear upgrading. But that's how you can get item level 233 gear in patch 9.1 without ever stepping foot into a dungeon or raid. What do you think of the Corthian armament gear from what you've seen so far? Do you think you will use this gear as your primary means of progression in patch 9.1, or will you try to run some dungeons and raids in the next patch? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and to everyone who subscribed on Twitch. You can see their names floating by on screen. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss another video. Thanks for watching, folks. Good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.